On Friday I was waiting for a taxi and the taxi didn't show up. So I made a couple of inquiries as to why the taxi hadn't showed up, and it transpired that the taxi company had refused the return leg of the job because they weren't willing to accept my guide dog. And after expressing to them that it is illegal, they were adamant that they didn't want to accept the job because none of their drivers wanted to take the guide dog with them in their car. On this occasion, I sort of just smiled because it happens a little bit too frequently for me to be angry and upset about it now. And it's sad because in the beginning it really made me cross and really frustrated me. And I'm sure there's thousands of other guide dog owners across the country that find the same thing on a daily basis. Now I just sort of get on with it. I think all establishments, and that includes taxis, food establishments, shops, all need to know that refusing entry to a person with a guide dog is legal, and you can't ask the person to leave just because they have their dog with them. I also think that more prosecutions need to be made to these establishments which are refusing. I think there's quite a lot of ignorance in our society about the use of a guide dog and how they are different from normal dogs. They're much better behaved, they're far cleaner, they're far more obedient, they're not going to attack customers, they're not going to harm anyone. And to be honest, I reckon a guide dog is probably cleaner than a lot of the customers that go into the shop with the rubbish they bring in on their shoes or on their clothes or on their hands. And I've even been refused entry into a very well-known petrol station. And I was horrified that a company of such stature would actually have staff that are unaware of the law. I had quite a lot of problems in local takeaways, local restaurants, supermarkets even. And the really sad thing is that when I tell these places that it's illegal, they don't want to listen. But then when I take it up further and they then inquire with an authority, the authority tells them, and they just simply apologize to the authority saying, sorry, we weren't aware it was a guide dog, which in all honesty is a lie, because wouldn't I tell them that it is a guide dog from the minute I walk in? They just clearly were adamant that whether it's guide dog or whether it's any other assistance dog, it's not allowed. And only when they were threatened with prosecution or a fine or closure, that's when they can just turn around and go, oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't realize. And it's a cop-out.